from Britt-Bo, and hello from my house during this crazy, scary time of uncertainty. I hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody's safe. Really tough time. Mentally. Yeah, definitely mentally. Just been trying to keep yourself occupied. I literally have a 3,000 piece jigsaw in front of me. I've got my iPad on the bed with Disney Plus. Been doing some cross stitching, been attempting to design some cross stitching. I'll report back about that one though. And reading, currently reading Jurassic Park, so future read, watch, review. So I'm gonna attempt to film something for the channel, just to keep my mind occupied really, because like Stephen's already said, not gonna see each other till God knows when, so just trying to make it through. So this is going to be a review of all of the Fast and the Furious movies. So I watched 4 before we went to New Zealand, and then I watched the other 4 when we got back. So yeah, I had a bit of a fast marathon, and really enjoyed it and glad I did it. So obviously starting with number 1. Number 1, I grew up with number 1. I grew up with 3 boys, 3 cousins, and it was one of their favourite movies, the first one. I used to watch it on repeat, like absolutely. And yeah, I grew up with that one. So there's always going to be so much nostalgia around that one. Absolutely loved it. Amazing cast, awesome storyline. It's like total raw, like street racing movie. So it was nice to watch that again after God knows how many years. So before I did this marathon, I'd seen 1, 4, 5 and 6. So yeah, I always refused to watch 2 and 3 because Vin Diesel wasn't in them, because you know, bit of a crush on Vin Diesel, but hey ho. So Too Fast, Too Furious. It was nice to see Paul Walker back. And also the introduction of Tyrese. Now, Tyrese is an amazing addition, was an amazing addition, is still an amazing addition to the Fast family. Comedy, like, amazing. Ludacris as well, like, Ludacris is just unbelievable in the Fast movies as well. And them two together, the absolute banter, like, taking the piss out of each other is awesome. Yeah, it's still a solid, raw racing movie, Too Fast, Too Furious. Really enjoyed it more than I thought I would, because I kept thinking, oh, Vin Diesel's not in it. Yeah, so yeah, next, so Tokyo Drift. So it was nice to have a racing movie, yet another racing movie really, set in a different country. So obviously Tokyo Drift. Wasn't massively keen on the main actor. Thought he was a bit, I don't know, a bit flat, wooden. Is that the right word? I have no idea. He just didn't do for me. Which just wasn't enough badass, if that's the right term. I don't know. No idea. I'm just literally winging this for something to do. Han, love Han, but obviously when you think of the sequence I originally watched these in, so I was like, oh, there's Han, I love Han. And then obviously Han dies in the car crash on Tokyo Drift, and I was like, but I seen him die on the clip at the end of Fast 6 after the credits. So I was like, Stephen, I'm confused. And he was like, well, you're just going to have to watch them and work it out. I was like, okay. But no, I really like Tokyo Drift. Like I say, I just wasn't a fan of the main character. Loved Han though. And then the little appearance from Vin Diesel at the very end, I was like, oh my god. Yeah, so Fast and Furious. It wasn't called Fast 4, was it? Fast and Furious. Yeah, nostalgia alert. You've got the return of Mia, you've got the return of Vin Diesel, Paul Walker. Yeah, the family's back together. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like, obviously I'd already seen this, but it was nice to watch it again. It was probably one of my least favourites of the whole franchise. I just didn't feel like it had enough oomph. Because when you think about how much oomph the rest of them have. But I think this is the part of the marathon where they started turning into more action movies than racing movies. But who doesn't love a good action movie? With some, like, pretty outstanding driving stunts, even though some of them might not be able to physically happen. But never mind. And then obviously at the end you have Vin Diesel going to prison. But then obviously they're going to overtake that van that he's on the way to prison in. So that was a nice little ending. It was like, oh my god, this is definitely not over. And then obviously fast forward, you had the death of Letty. Obviously big fan of Fast and the Furious. I was like, oh my god, no, Letty. Letty's the only person for Dom. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, oh, it's still going to continue even without Letty. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, so Fast 5. Fast 5 is next. Enter the Rock. Oh my god. Yeah, so I'd already seen this one, so this was a rewatch. Oh, the Rock, like, honestly, there was so many positive additions to the Fast family, but this was definitely one of the biggest ones. And obviously his sidekick as well, who ends up being a love interest for Vin Diesel. But that kind of worked, and I kind of didn't hate that, because they were going through mutual feelings of obviously losing partners and stuff. Yeah, action movie. This is where the action movie starts. But what was lovely is the whole Fast crew getting together now. So you had Paul Walker, Brian, Dom, you had Ludacris, you had Tyrese, you had Han, you had who becomes Han's girlfriend, the two guys, I can never remember their names, they're awesome. Yeah, it was just such a good combination of everybody together. So I absolutely loved Fast 5. And then obviously, like, the end of Fast 5, I have to remember what happens in each one. So the end of Fast 5, yeah, so Dom's obviously with the sidekick of The Rock, so. So Fast 6 is easily probably in my top 3 of the 8. Like I say, like, it's The Rock, it's the same group again, and it's just like, oh my god. But then obviously, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so you've got the whole family back together again, doing what they do best.
Hi, just me in the middle, randomly. Hey, doggy. Because Brittany sent us the file over. It was too big, so it had to come in 2 parts. So Brittany sent us 2 files over. So yeah, me randomly in the Fast and the Furious video.
The Rock is on their side, he's not hunting them down. So obviously the relationship between him and Vin Diesel is pretty immense. So this is the one with Luke Evans in as well. Luke Evans was awesome, but I kept picturing Gaston, because let's face it, Luke Evans was a perfect Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. But Luke Evans was a great villain, he really was. And then obviously they find out that Letty's working with him, so that was quite, oh my god, like, how's this going to work out? But obviously she's lost her memory and she's struggling to remember who Dom is, and it's heartbreaking, and you're like, oh my god, are they going to get back together? So obviously the end of the credits on Fast 6, so I'm up to date with what I've seen now. So Fast 6 waits for the credits, there's the crash, and I was like, ah, oh, right, okay, I get it now. And obviously enter Jason Statham. Holy shit. And I remember sitting in the cinema like, oh my god, I can't wait for Fast 7. For some reason I didn't make it to the cinema to watch Fast 7 or Fast 8. And I will be there on opening night for Fast 9. Just watch me. I will be on Odeon's website on release day for tickets. I might even get 4DX tickets and just be like moving seats while the cars are just going around streets. Yeah, so anyway, Fast 7. Jason Statham, like another amazing addition to the Fast family. Like, absolutely brutal, mind. Like, absolutely brutal villain. Like, so good though. Yeah, he was just unbelievable. Like, I loved Fast 7. I really did. Obviously, Fast 7, you see Dom and Letty get back together. Well, they're back together in general. But obviously Fast 7 was when we unfortunately lost Paul Walker. Which hit hard because, like, obviously, like, when you have a film that you grew up with and the main character is no longer here and the franchise is still going on, you're just like, oh my god, it's not going to be the same again. Do you know what I mean? So the end of Fast 7 was lovely. Obviously, you've got Brian and Mia already got a little one. There's another little one on the way. And then that shot on the beach where they're all sat on the beach, and then Vin Diesel's in the car, and then Brian pulls up in the car next to him. I said to Stephen, I was like, how did they know to film that? And Stephen was like, it's all CGI. And I was like, oh. But yeah, I loved that, how Dom went down one road and then Brian left and went down the other road. Like, separate road on the way to the sunset. Like, that was amazing. Like, that was a lovely tribute and send-off for Paul Walker. So yeah, Fast 8. So Fast 8, I was like, oh my god, how's this gonna work? Like, what's it gonna be like without Paul Walker? Wondered what the story was gonna be behind Mia and Brian. But obviously it gets mentioned, we promise not to get Brian and Mia involved in this, so with them having a family and stuff, which is fair enough. So Mia wasn't in this one. Obviously this is all about Vin Diesel going rogue. So you've still got The Rock. But The Rock's obviously helping the Fast family try and get Dom back, basically. There's a lot of twists in this one. So obviously when Dom finds out that he's a dad to The Rock's sidekick from 2-3 movies ago, and then obviously when she gets killed, it's like, oh my god, but Letty wants a baby. It's like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's Letty gonna say, sort of thing. No, I enjoyed Fast 8. I mean, yeah, Paul Walker was a massive miss. I still think they did a really good job of it. Obviously Ludacris, Tyrese, the normal, the banter between the two of them. Also the introduction of, I can't remember her name, the hacker. Anyway, she's on Game of Thrones. And I was like, oh, she's on Game of Thrones. And then during Fast 8, the guy with the ginger beard, who's also trying to keep Vin Diesel going rogue, he's off Game of Thrones as well. I was like, oh, Game of Thrones fangirl moment. And then obviously at the end, but like, Vin Diesel ends up trusting Jason Statham to go and save his little one. And then obviously Luke Evans is back to help out as well. And I was like, wow, this took a total, like, flip over. Wow. Everybody's just friends. Yeah, so obviously at the end when Jason Statham brings the little one, and at the end, I just cried at this, I did. When Vin Diesel announces the name of the little boy as Brian, that just, yeah, that was like, that's amazing. I absolutely love that. So I wonder if there's just going to kind of be like a little tribute to Paul Walker in like every movie now. So, yeah, so, I mean, like, they've all got their crazy road driving scenes. I mean, the one, Fast 5, I think it was, with the safe, 2 cars pulling the safe through the city and going around corners. Fast 7, I believe, when he goes from, when Dom and Paul Walker, or Dom and Brian, I keep switching between character names and life names, when they drive from the penthouse in Dubai, out the window, into the next building, out of the building, into the next building, I was just like, oh my god, that could not happen. But it still looks mint. Yeah, you're always going to have them. But no, it's what makes them that. Like I say, they've definitely gone on, they've definitely moved from being street racing movies to full-on action movies, but they are still awesome. And then obviously I watched Hobbs and Shaw. So the banter between Hobbs and Shaw in Fast 8 was brilliant, especially when Jason Statham calls The Rock Twinkle Toes. That kind of got me because Stephen calls me that. Sorry, there's a fly. Stephen calls me Twinkle Toes all the time. And they must have just watched that and thought, that's going to make a mint spin-off. And you know what? I did enjoy Hobbs and Shaw. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to or thought I would after everybody's amazing reviews. The banter was there. The comedy was there. I just thought the storyline was a bit flat. Like, I don't know. It was missing something for me. And it definitely wasn't Vin Diesel either, because, yeah, I've had enough Vin Diesel in the last few movies. But I still love The Rock. I'm obsessed with The Rock. Yeah, so that was the Fast franchise. I think number 1 will probably always be my favourite. Love number 6. Probably 7 as well. But it'll be interesting about Fast 9 because the trailer obviously shows Han's back, and I was like, Han's dead. Han's had a funeral. How's that gonna work? And then obviously John Cena as Dominic Toretto's brother, because as far as we're all aware, it's only Dom and Mia. And, oh, Mia's back as well. So, yeah, excited for Fast 9. Pity it's being postponed till April 2021 because of everything that's going on at the minute. But it's just something to look forward to, isn't it, really? So that has been my review of my Fast and the Furious marathon. I'm glad I did it. I'm really glad I did it. I don't know what marathon I'm going to do next. I don't really own any marathons here. Everything I need or want to watch is at Stevens. Yeah, so see you in the outtakes. Here's an outtake for you. So I've been looking around the room, like trying to find something Fast and the Furious related, Vin Diesel related. Obviously if I was at Stevens, I would have Pitch Black, I'd have The Pacifier, I'd have God knows what, every single Fast movie, every single Rock movie. But yeah, the only thing I have, and he has been a mascot during this video, I don't know if you've noticed, is Groot. Just here. Because Vin Diesel voiced Groot. So that is the only link to Vin Diesel that is in this room. So yeah, he will probably put some more outtakes on this. I have no idea. I'm going to send him it and see if he likes it. And then if he wants to add something, then yeah. Like, share and subscribe. Stay safe. Hopefully I'll be able to do more of these. I've just watched Lady and the Tramp animated on Disney Plus. So I'm going to watch Lady and the Tramp live action next. So I might do a double review for that. But we'll see. Yeah. I've been Britt-Bo. Speak soon.
It went from street racing to just like him getting out of a car, fucking mask on, just like, I'm gonna get your briefcase. It just got a bit fucking weird. I mean, there's no race cars in that. It just, you know, there's submarines. And it's just, what the fuck. But yeah, well done, Brittany. That was a really good reminiscent flashback. Forgot to mention the likes of Kevin Hart and Ryan Reynolds. Just randomly turning up in Hobbs and Shaw. Really giving in that comical factor. But yeah, first one. Something about it. Done really, really well. It's like with same director as Triple X. And Triple X went one way, then came back the other. It's sort of like, oh, this is a good idea. And they sort of all take detours. But from something that was very underground and cult, to then the second one going, right, well, Paul Walker's still in it. Cole Hessler, the baddie from Pitch Black. You know, bringing some ludicrous and stuff like that, shake things up. And then when they came back, they turned into action movies. But yeah, well done. And it's time to go purging, so, yep. See you next time. Bye.
And now, the end is here.